Hello and welcome to Oud Talks Pens. Today I will be talking about the Montegrappa Merry Skulls. This pen has lots and lots of skulls covering the entire pen body, and then of course a large skull and crossbones on the cap, also made up of tiny skulls. The pen has a clip with a roller at the end. It's quite practical. The finials are rounded, or flat really, but the edges are rounded, so they're comfortable to touch. Of course, the Montegrappa logo on the band, and it has a medium steel Montegrappa nib, and this is a cartridge converter filler. The measurements of this pen are that the grip section is from 11 to 10.3 millimeters, moving from the very top where it's widest to the end. And then the body at the widest is 13.4 millimeters, measured here. And the length of the pen with the nib is 13 centimeters. The weight with the cap is 50.3 grams, and the weight without the cap is 29 grams. So it's a metal pen that is on the heavier side, but not very heavy, depending on, of course, your preferences and what you would consider to be heavy or not. I bought this pen used from someone in the Norwegian pen community, and I have been happy with it, but I haven't really used it a lot. But it did inspire me to buy another Montegrappa, the Elmo 02, which I bought when I visited Vienna. And as you can see, they are quite similar in size and shape. But the Merry Skulls is slightly wider and has a rounder cap. So the size comparison is done with a Montegrappa Elmo 02. This is the Merry Skulls, Schaefer Legacy, a Lamy All-Star, and a Jinhao Shark. Different price points, different shapes, but still a little bit comparable in size. These are the Montegrappa nibs together. They're both mediums. What I like about this pen is the weight. I really appreciate the weight, and it has a great grip section, comfortable to hold. What I don't like is the nib, which is fine, but not what I expected from Montegrappa. Maybe my expectations were a little bit high, but still, I would have liked the nib to be smoother. And the nib feels a little bit sharp, particularly at the angle where I usually write. So I can feel that if I lay it down flatter, it's very smooth. Even if I raise it a little bit, it's smoother. So I'm sure that I could buff it out quite easily and then have a smooth nib, but I just haven't gotten that far. It does write in reverse, smoother, I would say, than the correct way. And it's a medium wet writer. Not particularly wet, not particularly dry. I would say it's well tuned. The ink I used is J. Urban's Rose Cyclamen, which is a magenta color, which really pops with this sort of aluminium or titanium colored pen. Because I bought this pen used, I'm not completely sure what material it's made from. I should probably look that up. But it seems very solid. The threads are very comfortable. I find it practical that it's a cartridge converter. And I do like the brand Montegrappa. They have so many beautiful designs, and this is really cool with the skulls. It's a fun design. So I do appreciate this fountain pen, and I would recommend it if you are on the fence about digging one of these up, because they aren't easy to come by these days because it's a slightly older model. Not old, just a few years ago. So a very cool pen. Which writes fine, but not as smooth as I would have liked. But I think I was just a tiny bit unlucky with the nib, and it would be easy to fix. I appreciate that you watched this review. I would love it if you gave it a like, maybe shared it, or subscribed to my channel. And I hope to see you again in a couple of weeks with my new review of another fountain pen. Bye!